Ta-da-dum! Good morning, artists! Happy Tuesday! We are back doing some more paper cranes today, and I'm going to just kind of keep working on that. If you're live in the stream, please feel free to come in and ask any questions if you have any, or if you need a step repeated, that'd be great. If you missed this live stream, I will be streaming all week working on the paper cranes, so if you need to come in and check things out, great. Or leave me a comment either in the Google Classroom with the step that you're having trouble with, or you can do it on YouTube as well, and I'll try to make sure to address it in our next stream. We've got some fun music on today. I put a little Asian theme music on so we can have some of that, and we're just going to keep going, working on our paper cranes. So let me just turn you around, and we'll just get right to it today. So yesterday, we completed 25 in our time. Now, of course, that was with me doing demonstration, so it kind of went, I didn't get quite as many done as I know I can do in a full hour. So we're just going to be getting right into it today. Let me bring you a little closer. There we go. Okay. Try not to be too close today. Just because it causes the focus to jump so much. So let me even back up just a tiny bit. And we'll see if that kind of helps things out a little. So we're trying some different music out today. Found this pretty kind of East Asian Chinese background music. It's very soothing. Thought it might be nice to feel a little bit zen as we're making our paper cranes today. This morning I got to take a little field trip. I went into school for a few minutes just so that I could grab my catalog of supplies for next year. I'm going to be ordering in our next year's stuff. And I needed to get the catalog and take stock of what we had. See what supplies we still have, what supplies we're going to need to get more of, things that need replacing. We can get some new rulers, I think. And just basically get ready for next year. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what next year ends up looking like. Hopefully we'll all be just back in class like normal. I want to be able to get back to doing cool big art projects with big paper and plaster and all sorts of that stuff. Don't get me wrong, I love doing drawing. Drawing is definitely the thing I practice the most when it comes to art. But I also like variety. I might go and do a whole ton of drawing, and then out of nowhere I'll be like, it's time for sculpture. And I'll pull up my clay and make some sculptures. And go, yep, that was good. And then, and then we're going to go back to drawing. And I know everybody has their different preferences on what they like when it comes to art. So that's why I like in the classroom, I try to change things up so everybody gets a chance to try out all the different things that are out there. But the good news will be, if we are stuck at home next year, doing digital online again, hopefully we can get some supplies to you guys. We shall see. Time will tell. Time and money will tell. In the meantime, we're just gonna keep on going. It was a little creepy at the school, though. They turned off some of the lights in the hallway since nobody's walking through them. So I got to school in the hallway that normally come in from, which is by where the buses drop off. Those hallways were dark. There was just one light way down at the end of the hallway. So I could see fine because, you know, there was enough light from outside coming through the windows. But it was still a little spooky. Kind of missed it though, being in my room. I was looking around, looking at everything like, man, we need to get in and clean this place. It's getting dusty. All those things that got left out, just waiting until I had a moment to be able to put stuff away, and that moment never came because everything just closed up. Kind of projects that I would have liked to get back to some of you guys, and that might not happen, especially for some of you 8th graders, so I'll try to hold on to some of it. If any of you were in my classes last trimester, and there was a project that we had just finished, and you want to get it back, try to send me an email or something so that I know to hold on to it until I can get it to you next year or something, or arrange something over the summer. Already got 5 down, you guys. Not too bad. So, for those of you that are going to be trying to do the challenge this week, person in my class who makes the most paper cranes during the week, you will get the reward of choosing what I'll be drawing during the next kind of free stream day. So like we'll have a new assignment next week. It probably won't take the whole week to complete, at least for the directions for me. And then I have those open streaming days, and those have been the days that have been painting the rocks or working on the planet ladies. but I will give you guys the chance to make a request. And it can be a character that already exists, maybe from another show. It can be, if you have an original character in mind, I can try that out. If you have somebody you want me to draw a picture of, I can do more realistic drawings. I prefer cartoons, so if you wanted a cartoon version of someone, that's excellent. Sometimes we would do this as a Raven Rewards. We do the raffle. If you won the raffle, you'd get to pick what you wanted me to draw. I think last time we had at least one portrait, 2 portraits, because one of the portraits was a girl and her buddy, and the other one, a student wanted me to draw them with their favorite soccer player, which was pretty funny to do. Somebody wanted me to do their favorite band member from BTS, the pop group. One person asked me to draw a wolf howling at the moon. Had a request for favorite YouTubers, stuff like that. So I'm pretty open to most anything. Just in general, the rule is if I am doing a person or a character that exists, I need something that'll have like a reference. So cartoon characters are pretty easy. But I will draw that, depending on how much time there is. Maybe I'll color it as well. And then I will send the winner a digital copy. Could even work something out if you wanted something that could be like a wallpaper for a phone. You wanted it a specific size. We can work that out. Just remember, when you turn in your pictures, I want you either putting have your names written on one of the wings of the birds, or to put a piece of paper underneath them with your name. And if you're doing the challenge for how many you get done, write the number also on the paper. So I'll finish this one and I'll kind of show you what I mean for that. Boop. And boop. Okay. So when it comes to putting your name on one of the birds, the best place, the largest area, is on the wing. So if you just fold one of the wings down like this, that should give you enough that you can write your name on it or your initials on it, depending on how big your bird is. If it's big enough for your name, that's great. So when you take a picture, you've got 2 birds, put your name on the wings, take a picture so that I can see the names on them, and that's good. You could also just take a piece of paper, put the birds on that, put your name on the paper, take the picture. Either of those is fine. I will accept them both. If you are doing the challenge, though, I would like you to do the paper underneath so you can put the number on it. Just because it might be a little tough to see in the picture exactly how many you have. I do want you to try to get them all in there. Please don't tell me you have 100, but you only show 2 in the picture. That would be ridiculous. Boop and boop. So far it's been a rather rainy morning again. I say it's going to clear up and get sunny. That'll be nice. Definitely the dogs want it to clear up. The two of them were pretty much passed out most of the day yesterday. They got a little bit friskier in the evening when my sister came home from work. But pretty much all day they were just napping. Wiley, the younger one, went in and out a little bit in the morning, but once the rain really settled in, he was like, nah. There weren't any critters out to chase. None of that. Doing pretty good so far. It's been about 17 minutes of streaming with 12 birdies. I don't know what the speed on that is. Granted, we did have a short intro. Could look at the timer on my streamer and see how long it's taken me to do them. I'm guessing it's still probably about a minute. If a little more. I'm almost out of this color. To get to our next color. I'll have to just double check my math, but I'm working from, I bought myself a box of, it's 1,000 sheets. So it's meant to be used for things like this, for doing like 1,000 paper cranes. Or if you just, want to do a lot of origami and you buy it in bulk. And it has 25 different colors. So I could use all of those colors and have my 1,000. And of course I'm cutting the paper up, so I'm using not even half as much. I'm using a quarter of the amount of paper since I'm cutting the paper into fours. It does have a nice variety of colors. It's got some pastel-y ones. Let me even kind of pop it in view here a little bit so maybe you can see it. Probably drive the camera crazy because it's so tall. Ooh, look at that. Real quick. You can just barely see the colors on the side. So it's got bright colors. It's got neon colors. It's got pastel. It's got some dark ones. The only, I don't even say it's necessarily a negative, but because it has such different colors, it kind of is a little bit problematic for doing a proper rainbow. Just because things like brown is so hard to fit in. You can get away with things like going into a purple, and then doing a dark purple followed by a black, followed by, you know, if there's like a gray especially. I don't think it has a gray though. No. There's no gray in it. Well, that's kind of grayish. It almost just looks like brown paper bag, maybe. It's kind of gray. So you could do black, then gray, then white, and then the white can go into a pink, and the pink can go into red. So it's possible to do. But I always feel like when I see the black and the white as a part of these, it just looks a little bit off. Alright, finished our red. On to the orange. Messages from my sister. There we go. This musical track is kind of nice because it's a little hard to hear sometimes, but it has like little lake sounds, so there might be like a moment where you hear some crickets or some water splashing. I had a time where I got into a bunch of really dramatic Chinese movies. Lots of awesome robes and sword fighting. They use the wires, so they have this like very floaty look to them. Magical almost. They act like it's not a magical thing. They just act like that's just part of the ability. It makes me wish we would do more of that kind of dramatic look in some of our American movies, especially period pieces, like if you do something kind of Renaissance-y. I know they just not too long ago made a King Arthur movie and it bombed. I like those kind of things. Maybe they'll finally get their act together and start turning out some proper video game movies. I mean, there's some really great dramatic video game stories out there that would be awesome to see turned into something more. I mean, granted, a lot of those tend to be, you know, such as the nature of several video games, is they tend to be more violent and bloody. But I'm an adult and I'm allowed to wish for those things. There have been plenty of cute video game movies too. I mean, they made an Angry Birds movie, you guys. Come on. If you guys can have your Angry Birds, I should be allowed to have my BioShock. Or my Soma. Soma would have made a great movie. If you guys don't know Soma, it's made by the guys who created Amnesia, which is probably one of the most well-known spooky games out there, next to things like Silent Hill and Resident Evil. Amnesia, though, is what a lot of YouTubers really got started on, and that's really where the reaction videos started, is people reacting to there's scary moments playing Amnesia. If you go on a lot of the YouTuber sites where the people who've been at it for a long time, like Markiplier and such, a lot of them started off with Amnesia. And they don't have, like, most of them don't have their face cams, because that wasn't quite a thing. Those came in later. I actually just watched a YouTuber not too long ago playing Amnesia. Because apparently there's going to be a new one coming out. That should be interesting. It's probably getting held back because of the pandemic right now, but like a lot of games are. Games, movies. I was reading, though, something about saying that drive-in movie theaters might start opening up again. That would be nice once it gets a little warmer out. But that's such a tricky thing to do as well, because if it's raining out, you're not going to want to be sitting in your car with the windows down so you can hear the movie. Unless they start doing things like put the movie soundtrack kind of like on radio. Put it on like on one of the AM stations maybe. Although that would be tricky because then anybody could listen in, and I don't know how that would work for copyright laws. Because the movie theater has to get the rights to be able to show the movie. Some of these are a little less than perfectly square, but that's okay. I cut them in a bit of a rush. They'll still work. I don't know if I'd end up going to a drive-in. I think it would depend. If there was really no way to go see a movie, but the movie was coming out, I'd probably consider it. I mean, at least in that case, you wouldn't have to worry too much about people having conversations or being on their phones in the next car or something like that, because, I mean, you won't have to really put up with them. But I don't know that I'd want to sit in my car seat like that for 2 hours. It might depend on ticket costs, actually. If they try to charge as much as they do for the theater experience, that would definitely be a no. I mean, they keep upping the cost of things for, you know, recliner seats and heated seats and Dolby 4K digital surround whateverness. Oh, I forgot to close that door. Hold on a second, guys. Pausing. Furnace just kicked on down here. It hasn't been on for a little bit because it's been warm enough to not need it. And I forgot to close that door. In any case, theaters have upped their prices and upped their prices for, you know, doing different experiences. If they tried to charge the same for going to a drive-in, where you're not in super heated recliner seats unless, you know, your car has heated seats like that. It won't be good though for the workers, because you know the theaters have to hire people to come in and clean up the theater afterwards. They'll still probably have people that will have to walk around and do some cleanup, because some people are pigs and will probably just throw their stuff right out their window, their garbage. So someone would have to go around and straighten it up a little bit. My only worry would be that somebody would try to be ridiculous getting in or getting out of the parking area and cause an accident and just like trap everybody in. That would be horrible. I feel like you'd also have to have a lot of time in between shows so that you have time for people to leave and that you have more time for people to be able to get there and buy the tickets. I mean, you could do that online, but still. You have to get in and show their ticket then. Give them time to park. How would you do snacks? Concession sales is a big part of that, and if you're charging less on the tickets because you're not getting the same experience as you would in the theater, which makes the most sense. Would you have like a waitress almost? Would you have a server? That would be okay. I don't know. I wonder if the cost of running it would be worth the profit. Like, are they going to make enough money to make it worthwhile to do? Would you charge per person still, or per car? If you charge per car, you'd probably have to keep the ticket price up there, because you could have, you know, like 4 people in the car to watch the movie. Can't imagine it'd be really great seeing it from a back seat view, though. You don't get that great view out the front window when you're sitting in the back seats. So in the very least, you'd probably charge per car as if the car had at least 2 people in it. But then what if there was only 1? Would somebody argue that they shouldn't have to pay as much because there's only 1 person? Is that fair to charge a family of 4 if they're all just taking up the same amount of space that 1 person would? Mm-hmm. Questions, guys. I mean, if you're renting out apartments, whether there's 1 person in the apartment or 3, the apartment has its own rent. I mean, I think it would definitely be very picky about what movies you'd see at that point. Probably, you'd have to go see anything that you know is end up being spoiled right away and you don't want to be spoiled. So that would be probably most of the Marvel movies. Because you know the spoilers would start at midnight on opening night. All the Marvel movies have been pushed back too. Black Widow was already supposed to come out. It's been pushed back till, I think, November. All of those movies have been pushed back by like half a year, is my understanding. And I mean, you know, you kind of have to. You can't work on the movies right now like you're planning to. And even if Black Widow was done, they brought that out. They brought that out right away. No one can see it, really. They could throw it on Disney Plus. I'm a little surprised that they didn't, but I think they're anticipating it making more money. I can't see how. I feel like more people would end up seeing it if it were streaming. Maybe they don't have the numbers on Disney Plus yet that they want. That could give it to them, though. I still don't have Disney Plus, guys. Still have not yet found something that they're showing that I feel that I need to give out more money in order to see it. Just don't have it yet. I wonder, though, if Disney feels they're making more money off of online than they do releasing stuff in the theaters. I wonder how that's gonna change. I feel like I was just watching a video not that long ago about the death of movie theaters. I mean, we have a little theater that was in our area that closed down within the last year. Super disappointed about that. It was a real nice little theater. Cheaper than the closest Imagine. Closer than the closest Imagine. Great popcorn. And I don't know, I guess they just weren't pulling in numbers, and I don't know whether that was because people wanted to go to the Imagine because they had the drinks, or they had more variety of food, or people just really want super reclining heated seats. I don't know. I mean, I like a heated reclining seat, but that was never necessary to my movie-going enjoyment. But now it's kind of a pain, because imagine you have to do online ticketing. If something comes up and you decide to change your mind, you're kind of out of luck, I think. I don't know if you can refund it online or not. It's a pain in the butt. Although I think the part that's the most frustrating is used to, you know, try to get to the movie early so you could not only get a ticket, but you could get a good seat. Now, since you're ordering online, where you might normally have gotten a nice seat, if you wait too long and you get some kind of way off on the side seat, there's people that are coming in as the movie is starting. Like, they time it so that they can just walk in to the movie. And I get it. And I mean, you know, some people don't like the previews. I don't mind them. But then you got all these people moving around and walking around as the movie is trying to start, and you're ready to get into it, and you've been sitting there for the last, you know, 20 minutes enjoying previews and getting hype. And then the whole first 5-10 minutes of the movie's ruined because of people walking in and finding their seats and turning off their phones. Not a fan. How many is that? 5, 10, 15, 25. 30. So we already beat yesterday's. That's good. Still got some time to keep it going. I have to check the timer on the next one so I can see how quickly these are happening. So I feel like it's almost 1 a minute. Ooh. I bet I could find shortcuts to make it go faster though. And shortcuts are great and all, but I'd be worried that too many shortcuts. And you guys would probably just get confused watching, especially if you're working along with me. We're trying it. We're trying a shortcut. Let's see if I can do everything on one side before flipping it over. Except that one fold didn't work nearly as well. So that was not too bad. That was not too bad of a shortcut. Tea break. This thermos, I tell you guys, it is awesome. It is not a hydro flask. I got asked that like every class period when I brought it in. You sure you got a hydro flask? No, I do not. But it keeps my tea warm all day. I don't know if a hydro flask can manage that. I will be curious to know if hydro flasks are still a thing come next year. Or if TikTok will have decided that there's a different water bottle. That's a tough thing in this. I rely on the kids. I rely on you guys to tell me what the latest craze is. Because I'm not on the TikTok. Maybe I should. Just to see what's up. Hard enough keeping up with everything else. I totally missed the Snapchat phase. I'm pretty sure Snapchat is still a thing. I don't think as many people are on it anymore. It's funny how that works. Facebook has done a good job. Facebook has managed to stay around for a while. But all these other old ones that I was on are dead. Never got into MySpace. I missed that one. Too busy in college at the time. LiveJournal was the thing that a lot of us were on. That's where all the anime fans were back in the early 2000s. Then Facebook started and kind of wiped them both out. And now Facebook is like, people argue it's for older people. I still see some of my former students on there, so it makes me feel not as old. But I think my my original generation of students, like maybe like the first 5 or 6 years of my former students, they're still on Facebook. I think the next group of them are mostly on Instagram. Instagram and Twitter. The latest group started into the Snapchat. And the newest is TikTok. What will be next? The next thing will be to find a way to put phones on like wrist computers. I feel like that's what we need. It might be super nerdy, holding up your wrist like there's a communicator there. But I feel like that would work out much better. I think the only problem would be pictures. It's a little bit easier to hold out a cell phone or to hand your cell phone off to somebody to take pictures. You wouldn't really be able to like take a picture on your wrist, I think. They have to put the camera like on the side or something. So that would be the detriment to a wrist cam. It won't replace a phone because a phone you can hold up, you can do it in one hand or the other, you can pass it off quickly, and it's easier to take a picture and see the screen. You would see something interesting change though. You'd see everybody going from doing all their typing with their thumbs, typing in like that, to more fingers. I bet it would be faster. I bet it would be faster. Not as fast as actual typing on a keyboard with all 10 of your fingers going. I wonder what the, I'd be curious to see a speed test between somebody using their thumbs on their phone and somebody typing. I think the only thing would have to be, we'd have to do 2 different ones for the phone. You'd have to do one where they're not allowed to use like autofill. Like if you're trying to type in what happened and you get WH and then it pops up what at the top that you can grab. And then HAP happened. You have to make a rule of one with autofill and one without the autofill. Autofill feels like cheating. I don't feel like it's that much faster in some cases, especially with some of the smaller words. Unless it's throwing up suggestions for a full word. But even then, I feel like it takes me more time to look at the options and recognize the one that I need or that would work and selecting it than it would just be for me to type out, especially if it's like, 2 or 3 letter words. If it's a longer word like happening, sure. Well, I'd started a row on my count tally and I didn't finish it. Few more minutes. Push, push, push to the end. Beautiful harp music. Should have brought my desk chair home is what I should have done. Makes sitting down in this basement easier if I had that. Just need to get a better cushion for the chair I'm on now. Boom. Okay. I gotta go back and finish the mark on the top row I had made. I had marked down one completed, and then I moved to another row. Because I'm a dum-dum. Might be able to have enough time to finish that off. But I like to end on a good set of 5 number. Leaving it off on like a, think if I did, 34. It's like, oh, just do one more, and then it's 35, and then it's like you finished it. I think yesterday we ended up going just slightly past 11, which I don't want to try. I don't want to get in that habit too much, but I'd rather end on a good number. Bam, 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 bam. Good. Oh yeah, we're gonna do it, guys. 2 more to finish up this row. My pile of cranes is slowly taking over. I'll have to arrange them next time so they can just go across, like go across the top of it. Use up the full width of the camera. I have to think of a good place to hang this too once I'm done. I think in the stairwell going to the upstairs would be a real nice spot. Just get some great afternoon light that comes through the window that's up there. And just hitting this lovely rainbow. Be awesome. Man, even with my hands down in the far corner, it still has a little freak out now and then with the focus, doesn't it? And boom. That puts us at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 45 for Tuesday, guys. Let's get them all in there. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Tuesday, 45. Not too bad. All right. Let's swing you around again here so we can say our see you laters. Oh no, did I shut it off? My computer freaked out for just a moment. I was like, wait, oh no, no. Do you like my little guy here? I drew him for a 5th grade video I had to make. So in any case, Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We're going to keep working on it. Making some more cranes. We'll see if we can beat this record. Maybe I can do 50 this time. We'll see. We'll find out what my limits are during this week. And again, if you guys have questions, make sure you're sending them my way or pop on the chat at some point and let me know if there's a certain step that you're struggling with. And we will do our best to get that done. And I'm looking forward to seeing not only the ones that you guys come up with, but who makes the most. So to be continued, I guess, on that front. You guys have a great day. Stay safe. Wash your hands, cover your face, stay home, all those good things. We'll get a little sun out, so be patient. It'll be nice out soon. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day.